Logan Paul and Roman Reigns is planned for Crown Jewel. Strowman says he will only wrestle for WWE and himself. MJ's mother comments on his recent engagement. All that and 50% less swang for our typical roundtable. Intern, hit the music.
Stupid interns.
Coming to you live from the FN Worldwide Media Studios, located in parts unknown. It's the
FN Wrestling Show
with your host, Canada Drive and the JFB.
Good morning, good afternoon, and how are we all today? Of course, this is the All Effing Wrestling Show. I am the host today, the LFB, also known as Liam from Britain.
Something's not right, but we'll talk about that later. And I am the one-winged angel, the Canadian. Oh, that's not my name. I'm not the Canadian anything. I'm Canada Dry, the patron saint of professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, I'm out of it since I took a bit of a fall. It doesn't pay to exercise. Let me just say that.
That's the fact. That is the fact, by the way. So, how are we feeling? That kind of dry? Are we good? Are we still?
I'm
rocking?
on the mend. I actually, I got to use this actually in a bit of a. I was at my friend's memorial yesterday, and I came up with my chicken wing, and I said, you know what? This is very symbolic because when you lose someone you love, it's like trying to fly with one wing torn apart. And I really used it to my advantage. So,
we got so deep so early. That was.
I have layers to me. I'm not just a one trick pony.
Oh, I know you have layers. I've heard all about these layers. I know.
That is true, but
oh,
at least
Jesus, boy, I know.
But at least it's on the mend. Is that right?
Let's introduce. Let's start with Bree Mode. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Bria Mode, and I kill you with kindness, and I'm gonna bury you with a smile. Season 3.
Plain and simple. Keeping it simple. I love it. But also, we've got Dollywood with us. So please introduce yourself.
Yes, hello. This is my second time on the show. I'm Dollywood.
Plain and simple.
Nothing else to say.
No, that's it. Nothing. We're 50% less wang, guys. So let's have some fun. So let's
hold on. We got comments here.
Hey,
What's
George.
up, Joe? What's going on, George?
Hi, George.
We got Justin.
Hey, Justin, my newest Facebook friend. Justin, hello.
George. And of course, we got Joseph, our ever faithful friend.
Joseph's always here. So, of course, let's get
Hey,
into our.
gentlemen.
Let's get into our. What do we call it? The news.
Well, what were these stupid interns? Stupid interns.
Coming to you live
Oh, what would that intern's
The
getting
wrong
slow.
freaking thing. Stupid interns can't get anything right.
from the four corners of the globe, from our studios to your home. This is FNN, the FN News Network, starring Canada Dry and the JFB.
I'm telling you now, me and these interns need to have words.
The LFB, not the JFB. Are you drinking coffee or tea?
I'm a tea person, always.
Always. Now, we discussed this that I couldn't get what type of tea you actually drink.
It is what we call PG Tips, which is the British version of tea.
Yes, but is it Orange Pico? Is it Earl Grey? What's not the brand, but the type of tea? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just standard tea. There's no orange, different flavor. It's just standard tea. That's the best way I could give it.
Well, I'm going to drink some coffee here. It's good.
Before we get
So we do a thing called the Canada Dry Fact of the Week, and today's Fact of the Week goes all the way to Scotland.
wow,
And
let's do this.
did you know that people in Scotland have over 400 words for snow? Like, how do you even do this? 400 words for snow. We got one.
We got- Oh dear, that fact of the day is brought to you by Canada Dry, the one-winged.
One-winged angel.
I'm sorry. let's get into some news, shall we? So the first story is Logan Paul and Roman Reigns is planned for Crown Jewels. So obviously Logan Paul announced on his Twitter that it was going to be a big announcement on SmackDown, and it was made official at the Las Vegas press conference. Canada Dry, I'll start with you on this one. What do we think?
Well, I don't know if anyone in that country even knows who Logan Paul is. Do they? What country is this in again?
Las Vegas.
Saudi Arabia, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think they even know who he is. Like, I didn't know who he was before he showed up in WWE. I'm like, oh, that's that guy who did the YouTube videos.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, are you looking forward to this one?
I think it's I don't see how Logan Paul can stand up to the momentum of Roman Reigns. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Dollywood? What do you reckon to this?
I literally couldn't care less. I don't care about Logan Paul. I don't care about his brother. I don't care about any of them. The only thing that I have to say about this entire thing is earlier this week at my jiu-jitsu gym, the guy that owns it, like, he always picks on me about like loving wrestling so much. And he walked up to me and he was like, you know, Logan Paul's like the best in the game, right? And I said, Avery, get the F away from me. Don't ever speak to me again if you think that Logan Paul is the best wrestler in the game. That's all that I have to say about that. I don't care about it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear
Isn't
about
it a slight a little bit to all the other guys who've been putting in the work?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when it was announced, I'm like, really? Is that what we're doing? Bree, have you got anything to add on this?
All I have to say is, who's Logan Paul? Clearly.
Do you not know who he is for real?
Just, based on that reaction, I'm saying no.
I don't think she does.
Exactly.
You've missed nothing.
Yes,
No,
exactly.
no,
Clearly,
exactly.
I miss nothing important if I don't know who this person is, though they're not the greatest wrestlers.
He was a big YouTube star before he started wrestling.
And then he did a controversial video, then the rest is history. Plain and
Well,
simple.
then there you go. He's old news.
There you go. So, next piece of news is Strowman says he will only wrestle for WWE and himself. So, during an episode of After the Bell, released on Friday, Strowman spoke about the conversation as he had. And the gist of the story was he would only ever wrestle for WWE and also CYN. Dolly, I'll start with you on this one. What do you think?
You're gonna have to say that again because my kid was screaming.
Oh, it's for Dollywood.
Oh. You know, it really stinks because I really like him, even though I am obviously team AEW all day long. I really like Sheamus. So it stinks that he's like drank the McMahon Kool-Aid, but if that's the road that he wants to go down, let him do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Canada Dry, what about you?
I think this says it all.
That says it all.
Yeah, I think so. Strowman's a
think
liar. If AEW offered him a bunch of money during that time that he was unemployed, there's no doubt in my mind he would be wrestling for AEW today. There's no doubt in my mind. You know, money talks and bullshit walks, and that's pretty much what I have to say. But and he's kind of rewriting history, just like a lot of people do. When, you know, obviously he's got his contract now with WWE, so obviously he's going to be kissing ass to Triple H and all them.
Yeah, Bray. So basically, what we said was Strowman said he would only wrestle for WWE and himself. What do you think?
Well, I'm sure if someone gave him the right amount of money, he'd be, like what Aaron said, money talks, bullshit walks. It's like, and everybody has a price. So
For the $1 Million Man. I had to do it. I had to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thunder Rosa is pulled from Triple Mania and been replaced by Camille. Canada Dry, what do you reckon to this?
Well, it's got to be the injury. Like she can't have been out of All Out and then all of a sudden show up in AAA. That looks really bad. It does. It looks really bad. So even if she's not really injured, as bad as she says she is, she can't show up at AAA after surrendering the title.
What do you think of the replacement though, Camille?
Camille, she's got a little bit of that appeal, but I don't get it really. I don't get the not a fan.
Right, well said. Dollywood, what do you reckon with Thunder Rosa being pulled from Triple Mania?
I think that Canada Dry said it really well. They're not the same caliber wrestler. Thunder Rosa is just here, and Camille is, well, we've all seen her.
Yeah, well said. Brie, what about you?
I should have done my homework. But if she got pulled because of injury, isn't that like a good thing?
Yeah, I guess straight to the point. I'm loving this from Brie already.
Well, I mean, like, isn't it a good thing? Because like we weren't seeing much of her with AEW when she had the title, so maybe she'll come back when there's more oomph to her character.
I like that little thing. That little oomph.
The Thunder's hurt, and I'd say she deserves as much needed rest when it comes back to sport. And you gotta hide away because Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter want to beat the shit out of her, so you probably just lay low for a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Our next piece of news is MJF's mother comments on her son's recent engagement. She tweeted, "It's about effing time you're in the news for something good." That's his own mother. Brie, I'll start with you on this one. What do you reckon?
About him being engaged?
His mother's response.
Okay, wait, what was the mom's response again?
It's about effing time you're in the news for something decent.
Okay, that's something my mom would probably say too. She's just excited that, something is going right for her son, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Show the other.
Any
show the
publicity is good publicity, but when it's good publicity, like, oh, I fucked up my words there, but like, it's good news. Like,
you want to say what the quote was on Twitter by MJF?
Ladies panicking on my TL, don't worry. Just because there's no goalie doesn't mean you can't start and strive for greatness. I see why he said that one, because I'm the backup goalie.
You're not the backup. You're the first string goalie now.
There you go. Dolly, what do you reckon to his mother's comments?
Okay, MJF makes him want to vomit. I feel so bad for his sweet little fiance. She's entirely too cute for him, and that thing on his neck. And I just love like that he's so proud of his Jewish heritage, and so obviously like he has a Jewish mom, and I love that like Jewish moms are typically so overbearing and are like, "Oh, you have to get married, you have to get married," and now she's like, "Well, about time you're in the news for something good." I just love her. She's up there with Sue. Like I love the two of them so much. We need more AEW mamas.
That'd be a full show.
AEW mamas.
Canada Dry, what do you reckon with these comments?
Oh my goodness, that tweet that he replied about the ladies on his timeline. Just because there's a goalie in the net doesn't mean you can't score.
I love it. I mean, it's a great good comment. So we've
I'm
got
like,
one more piece.
what is his fiance thinking? Like, it's just his character.
There
So
you go.
I saw this thing one time about how you need to date a broke guy because a rich guy will buy you like a sparkly ring and like keep you distracted with something sparkly. She hasn't looked at Twitter. She's looking at her big old ring.
Oh, she's distracted by all the gifts.
Well said.
Well,
Said.
keep those gifts coming. Say what you want.
There you go. So we've got one more last piece of news. Malachi Black speaks out for his first time after his AEW departure. And he said, looking to recalibrate himself at this time. Obviously, he does understand that there's a lot of questions obviously answered, but the gist of the whole actual thing is wants to basically get his head straight, because for the last 22 years of his life, he's never took a break, which I was a bit surprised with this comment. But Canada Dry, what do you reckon?
I like the fact that the House of Black is not being disassembled. They're keeping the momentum with Brody King, and it will give Buddy Murphy a chance to shine. Buddy Matthews,
Absolutely.
sorry.
Yeah.
I think Buddy Matthews is so good. That guy's got muscles on muscles on muscles. Like he's chiseled. But I think he's so talented. I'm really a Buddy Matthews fan. And I'm looking forward to seeing more from him. And I like that, he's taking the time to decompress. I hope he comes back to AEW and just kills it and wins the world championship. That's my thoughts.
Absolutely. Dollywood, what do you reckon to these comments?
Okay, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to talk about mental health, because mental health is so important, especially in men. There are not a ton of resources out there. If you are feeling burned out, if you feel anxious, if you feel depressed, by all means, we are a beautiful community. We all have your back. The suicide hotline is now 988. If you ever feel down in the dumps, men's mental health especially is so important. I think that it's fantastic that he has the opportunity to take time off from his work and he can just focus on himself and his family and getting better. I think that's so beautiful. I think it's such a wonderful message. This man is such a strong human being physically, and he's showing how strong he is on the inside too. And I love that. Now, as far as House of Black goes, I don't know. This might be a controversial thing. I would love to see Lance Archer join them. I miss him. I think that he's great. I don't know what's going on with him. Sometimes it's like, oh, he's anti-AEW, and then sometimes he's like not. So I don't know what's going on with him, but I think he'd be a great addition to House of Black.
What are you saying about anti-AEW? Has he posted some stuff on Twitter about being pissed off about how he's used?
Yeah. So I don't know, like, what's going on with him. I don't know if he's, he posted that picture of him like choking out, like with AEW over some, I don't remember who it was, but somebody's face. So I don't know what that means. It was a little cryptic. So I know that he's not happy with the way that he's
I think the last time we seen him was against Dustin Rhodes.
Forever ago. Yeah.
And they were going to get ready to do a feud between the two, and then.
Yeah, we shall, very cryptic, but we shall definitely see. Bree, what do you reckon to Malachi Black's comments there?
I think it's great. I'll go off with Dollywood with the whole mental health and taking a break. It's always necessary to know when your breaking point is, because the amount of suicide rates in a lot of males are drastically higher, because everyone keeps saying, suck it up, you're a man. Well, being a man doesn't mean suck it up. Talk about it and deal with it. And so him taking a break is a good thing, and I'm all for it. As for the comment about Lance, that would be an interesting plot twist, so I'll just leave it at that.
Any man that like has, what is it, extensions or dreads or whatever it is, like that's a man you don't want to mess with. You don't mess with dudes with hair like that, and you don't mess with dudes that have spine tattoos. So, and he has both. So you don't mess with Lance Archer. I think he's great.
That fact from Dollywood comes from that's another fact of the day. So, and yeah, that's our piece of news. So shall we get into our main event, shall we? So these questions obviously were passed to me. They've been really secretive. I've only
Hold on, we gotta get those interns to play the main event.
Gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
Yeah, so
You know what I find funny? And I just realized this now after, I think this is the 38th show this season. The main event of the evening. We do the show in the morning. Gosh darn it, JFB.
We've got to have words. We've got to have words. But yeah, of course, this is the round table. We've got a selection of questions, but we're going to have a little fun with this. We're going to have a bit of a trivia thing. So each one of you are going to get some points based on your reactions to these questions. And then at the end, we've got a little twist. But I'm not going to tell you what it is. We shall see.
Let me just add this, that you don't necessarily have to have the right answer, but your points will be based on your passion and your conviction.
Oh, don't.
And I know Dollywood.
Is this like a game of bullshit?
Dollywood's already on competitive here. That's it. She's ready. Look, that's it.
Yeah.
Julia Roberts is going to be so proud of my performance.
Right, let's get into our first question then, shall we? Canada Dry has lost his hairbrush. Where do you think it is?
It's at my house because he's forgetful as fuck.
Yes, this is the first question I've got. Where's his hairbrush?
He probably left it at the hospital when he was getting all patched up.
That could be. Canada Dry, do we have any idea where it is?
Well, my toothbrush was in the actual place where the toothbrush holder. So yeah, I didn't even look there. So maybe it's in my medicine cabinet.
That is true. I'd definitely try there when you're done here. So, right, let's get into the serious question, shall we?
Okay, so you're going to get points or tell us at the end?
I'll tell you all
at
at the end.
Answers. Okay.
I will tell you then. Bit of surprise. So, the first proper question is, how much control has Tony Khan lost over the last few months? Will the loss of control hurt the company or give it more eyes to the company? I'll start with Dollywood on this one.
I love Tony Khan. I think that he is such a sweet human being, probably. I don't like that the things that people say about him on the internet as far as drug use. I don't think that that's accurate because I think that I could probably also be accused of having some sort of problem with drugs, even though this is just how I am all of the time, 100%. So I don't like that. And I don't think that he's necessarily lost a whole lot of control. I think that he's still learning. It's still it's a baby company. Nothing is made wonderful overnight. And he's done so good for so long. We all have ebbs and flows. I don't think he's lost control of the locker room. I think that maybe he needs to have like had a brush. I thought he said, never mind. I didn't see the
I don't want to know what you're thinking.
Keep it PG.
Anyway, I don't think he's lost control of the locker room. I think that maybe he needs to have like an HR person come in and be like, y'all keep me talking to each other like this. This is awful. Like, I know that this is, this is not necessarily like a 9-to-5 setting. Like, this is a very different work environment, but like, y'all gotta chill out, man. Maybe if there are drugs being done in AEW, maybe they need like some downers, like something to make everybody a little bit more mellow.
Y'all need some downers. My Gomer Pyle.
I got two words for you, Canada Dry.
Oh, I thought it would be the other way around. Oh dear. Canada Dry, your thoughts on this?
Okay. So I was just busy listening to Dollywood. Just love that accent. I think that, I think this actually gives back control to Tony Khan. Everything that happens, we always have a choice on what we're going to do with it. We can really, let it take us away. But this is an opportunity for Tony Khan to really reestablish that he's the boss. He can bring in someone maybe like William Regal to be. He needs more people that are not wrestlers in charge, because you can never let the inmates run the asylum.
Well said. Well said. Bree, what's your thoughts on this?
Well, I missed the question because my kids are But they're settled now, and I was listening to Dollywood, but I missed what Aaron was saying. So if you could repeat.
Yep, no problem. So the question was, how much control has Tony Khan lost over the last few months?
Lost control? Well, the way that some of the wrestlers have been is probably, I'd say, a fair amount of control he's lost. Because if I was, Tony Khan, that shit wouldn't be happening in my locker rooms. That's for dang sure. And as Dolly would mention, like if there's drugs involved, well, then perhaps some things should be changed because people act a certain way when they're doing certain drugs. And sometimes it's erratic and sometimes it's uncontrollable. So you need to control your employees because then, mass mayhem.
Mass mayhem, what a thing to end on. But do we think it'll give more eyes to the company? Do we think?
It gives it more storylines to feed off of, sure, because now you have some rivalries or whatever, and then some people got suspended and whatnot on some events, but then if they change, then if they come back, it gives it more of a little bit of a push in a sense.
Well said, well said. Dolly, do you think it'll give more eyes to the company?
I don't know what you're saying. Will it give more what to what?
Give more eyes
to the company.
Oh, okay. So I think that's
we got 3 different accents here. We got Canadian accents, we got British accents, we got Southern accents. We need the little little words at the bottom of the screen.
So subtitles.
I know, little subtitles. I know.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that more people than ever are talking about AEW. Just like George made a comment about how we've had I'm a part of the company. They have had over 1 million views on the past 2 episodes. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. That CM Punk said all these horrible things, but now everybody's talking about AEW. So that's a wonderful thing. But I also kind of hope that in trying to get control back, this is what I meant to say before, in trying to get control back, that he kind of makes an example out of Punk and out of the Elite and out of everybody involved in that locker room brawl. And also Kenny Omega for his comments on not wanting to hire he wouldn't have hired 80% of the people in the locker room. I don't know if that was a joke or not. I don't really see Kenny Omega as a hilarious, funny guy. So I don't think it was a joke. People can say that it was. You're right.
Oh.
Southerners are the best.
Kind of dry.
I have to agree. I love the Southern accent. So talking about your
I don't know what accent y'all are talking about, but fine.
But you hear when I do it.
Because you sound like Forrest Gump.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
Everyone's different. But kind of dry. Do you think it'll give more eyes to the company?
Well, it is. It's tough because are you drinking a Monster? Holy shit! It is. It's a tough thing because you don't want the divide of Team Elite versus Team Punk, and I have a hard time enjoying Hangman and the Bucks and Kenny Omega now because I just feel that they were viciously spreading rumors about Punk. I just can't look at it the same now. So it's tough.
Yeah, I think I agree with all. I think it is a tough one, but I guess we shall see what the next 2 months play out. So,
but I also think that they're getting a lot of viewers because AEW fans are loyal, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna watch the show. I don't care. I'm gonna support my show." And I don't think they've gained much. I just think that the people that have been supporting are paying attention again.
I think you said it best there. The loyal fan base. I
have a question. I don't remember if it was you, Canada Dry, or if it was LFB. Which one of you said it about getting more? I guess it was Canada Dry because you said that about William Regal about getting more non-wrestlers. Do you mean people who have never wrestled or alum, like the Jake Roberts?
Well, William Regal's perfect for the job. Someone like
amazing.
William Regal.
Yeah.
he had a good role in NXT and all that stuff. Like get people like that. They have so much respect.
Mm-hmm. I love
Yeah.
that. Also, just because I do love William Regal, did y'all see the tweet? It was this week that the Queen died, right? Or was it last week?
It was last week.
No, it's
It was
this
last
week.
Okay. So, of course, rest in peace to the beautiful Queen. Did y'all see William Regal's tweet about he didn't know if y'all were going to be able to fit the King's ears on stamps?
Oh man, that's hilarious.
He's such a funny old man. I love him. I love William Regal.
Oh,
That is true. That is typical William Regal. But yeah, I kind of agree with it. But hey, that's a different story. Oh dear, that's brilliant. Right, let's go on to our next question. Does WWE have a face problem from the men's side, and does it have a heel problem from the women's side? I'll start with Canada Dry on this one.
All right. It's hard, really hard to be a face in professional wrestling. It's the hardest thing to get over as a good guy. A lot of times the wrestlers, they start out as heels and then go faces. But to go like someone like Ricky Steamboat, to go your whole career as a face, someone like Rey Mysterio to go your whole career as a face, that's incredible. Because to get over and have people talk about you, not having to, it's cheap heat to do all those things that heels do. It's way harder to have people just love you. It really is.
Not
so
always.
so to make good. The other complaint I have is that too many tweeners. I hate tweeners. Like Miro, he's not clearly a face. He's bad mouthing God and stuff.
Yeah. What? I have a big problem with New Miro. Anyway, we're not.
Yeah, just have him totally be a face, and no tweeners. Just have a face, and I think that I think they do have a problem. You need to develop more faces.
Absolutely, Dollywood. What do you reckon?
So I don't think that Canada Dry even answer your question for the record, but I think that they do have. You're right. I never even thought about it until you brought it up. But yeah, they have so many male faces, and they have so many women that are just mean. And as a woman, especially a woman in a male-dominated field, there's such a fine line to walk between like being a bitch at work and being like a pushover at work. So there is like a fine line that you have to walk, especially as a woman in entertainment wrestling. Or wait, we're not supposed to call it that. Professional wrestling, anti-Jericho, and professional wrestling. So I feel like it has to be such a hard thing for you to do. But like, I don't know. I just don't see the appeal of being a bad guy. Like, I think that's just like my upbringing. That's everything about me. Is just I just want to be sweet to everybody. So if I was a wrestler, I would want to be a nice guy all the time. But they do. They have so many heels, and I can't think of who's a good girl in WWE. Who's a face? Is there one?
At first thing, I can't even think of one off the top of my head. I have no idea.
I can't think of any. So I think you're right.
Well, Tony Storm. Tony Storm. Tony Storm's
in AEW.
What about Athena?
We're talking about WWE.
We're talking about WWE, y'all. Did y'all not listen to his question?
I thought he's talking about AEW the whole time. That's why I brought up Miro.
He's
No.
asking about WWE. He didn't.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
Oh dear. Right, so we'll go to Brie on this one, then I'll come back to you, Canada Dry, so you can get this right.
WWE.
W-E.
Are they new?
Never heard of them.
Oh dear. Brie, what do you think?
I actually had no idea that there was a difference, to be honest. But now that you've brought it to light, it makes sense. And for the women in the industry, it's easier to play the tough bad bitch because nobody wants a sweet one. They all want these baddies. But honestly, kill him with kindness and bury him with a smile.
Right, let's head to Canada Dry. We're on about WWE.
I think I heard of them. Yeah, I do agree. They need some more heels. They need some more faces on both sides. Even it out. Yeah, let's move on to the next question. Let's end this one.
Right, we're going to our next question. This is obviously an interesting one. With Women of Wrestling now available on Access TV and Pluto, does this help the women wrestling to have a show outside WWE/AEW? Does the lack of streaming platform restrict it? Canada Dry, I'll start with you.
Okay, so where are they?
Access TV and Pluto.
See, that doesn't help me or Brie at all because they're not available in Canada. So
Pluto TV, is it really?
no, we don't have Pluto available.
Oh, I love.
I have no idea what that is. So
Yeah, exactly.
I love it, y'all.
So-
they have a
so,
whole
yeah.
channel. They have a whole channel. It's called Nosy TV, and they just show Jerry Springer and then Maury and then the Steve Wilkos show back to back to back. I love Pluto TV.
well, damn.
Y'all missing out.
I've never watched.
Congratulations on your health care, though. Congratulations.
I've never watched the Women of Wrestling. Has anyone? Have you seen it, Dollywood?
I had never even heard of it until right now, but I will absolutely be checking it out on Pluto TV today.
Well, has anybody got anything to add on this question? Because it seems like nobody ain't got a clue.
Well, I mean, I don't really think it's there's been I'm curious to watch it because we've had Total Divas, we've had Total Bellas before, and I think that was such a beautiful platform, and that brought so many females into the sport itself. So I don't think it would be anything bad except for the availability of it. That would really be the only thing.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've never seen it myself. Obviously, I've heard of the Women of Wrestling, but I did not have a clue about this. So I think one thing I'm going to do is we're all going to check it out after, I presume.
Well, we could try.
Yeah, I'll hold my phone like this and send y'all a video of it. I guess since y'all can't watch it, but
You should.
Yeah, we'll do a cheap watch party.
Inbox is just spammed.
Oh dear. Should we go on to the next question then, guys?
Yep.
Yeah, let's do it then. Impact, NWA, and MLW are putting on amazing products despite having limited people seeing it live on television. Does the urge to find it a streaming platform to basically be an alternative to the major promotions? Canada Dry, I'll start with you on this one.
So I was showing the question. Can you say that again?
So this is
I was
a really
showing
good show.
someone's comment.
Sorry. So Impact, NWA, and MLW are putting on amazing products despite having limited people seeing it live on television. Does the urge to find it as streaming to have an alternative to major promotions?
Well, as you know, we're big supporters of Natalia Markova on the show. We're big supporters of Brian Idol. So we watch NWA because it's on Fight TV. And then on Fridays, they show the show free on YouTube. And I just love it. I enjoy the Saturday NWA USA. I've watched one episode of Major League Wrestling. Impact, I still don't know how to watch it.
Dolly, what are your thoughts?
so I've only watched. You're sweet babies. I'm so sorry, Mama.
Well,
So
bless your heart.
That could have a negative connotation. I don't mean it that way, but
I know.
bless your sweetheart. So the only time that I've ever seen Impact, I don't know how I had it on. I was at someone else's house, and they had like as soon as you turned on their TV, it was like just channels that you could watch. It was almost like Pluto, but that's not what it was. I don't know what it was there. But anyway, that's the only time that I've ever been able to watch Impact. So you're right. The availability would be wonderful, but I don't want to download another app is the thing. I already have, I pay for Peacock. I pay for Hulu. I pay for all of these things already. Please don't let me buy something else. Just show it. Even if
I love the way NWA does it. It's perfect. You got your subscribers. They get to see it live. and then they show for free on Friday. So like,
I
That's
think
awesome.
I think
it's
MLW does the
perfect.
same thing. It's on their YouTube channel, and to be fair, the product is really, really good. I would recommend it to anybody.
Well, that's awesome to know. I'm
Hi.
involved with
Sawyer,
wrestling.
don't be playing with the water.
Yeah, get out of the water.
Get out of the water.
Water's such a valuable resource. Please don't waste it.
In Canada, it
Time
grows like
water.
candy.
Huh?
Okay, kids, come on, leave them alone. Leave them
In
alone.
Canada, we have water and it grows like candy.
Bree, what's your thoughts on this?
Well, when I first joined AFW Predictions, I was actually talking to them about how they're missing out on so much opportunities because not everybody has cable anymore. And a lot of cable is switching to streaming services. And I pay for, basically a lot of services that all equal to the amount of what cable could cost. So if they were to go onto platforms like, Amazon Prime or Netflix or, Disney Plus and all that kind of stuff, you could see the revenue skyrocket up because there's so many fans out there that can't watch wrestling that, if they could, they would. So they would totally pay for that channel. Like I pay for Stack TV. That's, if you want to pay for that channel, you can, make $20 a month just strictly for Impact or strictly for Rampage or whatever, right? So I'm all for more streaming services because cable is going out the window. You're watching reruns over and over and over again. You have like thousands of channels of the same thing, just different times, but the same fucking episode. So at least now I can cut out the commercials and have like a little bit of a break and just binge watch. So
Bree dropped the
All
F
about
bomb
the
there.
binge watch.
Yep, so I think you've all said it pretty much best. I mean, what can we say on that? You've all summed it up pretty well. So next question, shall we? So this is an interesting one. Has AEW hit its acme? I don't even know if I can read my own fucking Ryan. Has AEW hit its acme in terms of popularity? Dollywood, I'll start with you on this one.
Baby boy, I do not know what word you just said. Is it what?
Acme like the Roadrunner stuff.
Yeah, something like that. I've wrote it down. I can't even read it. So just, yeah.
Was the question basically, is AEW getting more popular?
Pretty much.
Has AEW hit its limit? I think is what he's getting at.
Oh, no. Absolutely not. Under no circumstances have they hit their limit. No. They're still so new. There's still so many people that are like getting into it, especially with awful things like that terrible press conference after the pay-per-view a couple weeks. People are like all of a sudden finding out about it. One thing that I think would be wonderful is if they could maybe get Sting to do something not like awful like that terrible press conference before. What was it? It's not, they don't call it a press conference.
Media scrum. Media scrum.
The scrum. Yeah, the media scrum. So if they could get I cannot tell you how many people I have talked about AEW to in passing, and I'll tell them, oh, Chris Jericho's in it, Sting's in it, and people lose their mind that Sting is still wrestling. They need to capitalize on that, and they would be they would have 1 million viewers constantly. It would be 83 weeks, but so much better.
Well said. Well said. Bree, your thoughts?
I think it's still growing. I only just learned of AEW and the fact that, a longtime favorite of mine, Chris Jericho, is in it. So that alone pulled me in. But then the Hardy Boys are still in it. So I'm like, oh, fuck yeah. But to say that they hit the limit, they only just got started. Just wait.
Oh, I like the seriousness. We've just begun.
Just big goddamn it. Canada Dry, have they hit the limits?
I think they've plateaued for now. Now, I don't mean that they've hit the limits, what they can do in the future, but I don't see them moving the needle in a dramatic way. I think, for a year or two, they're going to be around this mark, and it's going to take something different from Tony Khan, different way of doing things to move to the next spot. You get 2 million. I also really think that we're heading into the next wrestling boom,
Mhm.
like the Attitude Era. This really, as people really discover, there's more options than WWE. They're like, oh, wow, we can see something different. We can watch New Japan, we can watch NWA, we can watch WWE, AEW. We can just see so much, and this has never really been an option before. Um, there's more wrestling available than there ever was. Whoa, booby shot!
Wow.
Oh, this has
Literally.
just got some.
Y'all are gonna have to put an explicit logo
Yeah,
next to this episode.
it's definitely not for kids.
The intern's going to go back and edit that, by the way.
I don't even know if she hears us right now.
Oh dear, but
The
I've got,
baby was hollering.
I've got a follow-up question to this. Is Tony Khan the main man to lead them, though? I'll start with you in Dollywood.
Is Tony Khan the man? Yes. Yes. Tony Khan is that man. He can be that man. He can forever be that man. He needs some help. He's not going to be able to do it alone. And he needs help from people that are not involved in the ring in the company. I just cannot. Well, you knew what was coming.
The boobies.
Speaking of that, you have to show that one. Show that comment.
What?
Y'all being savage.
You did a shot of your boobs with the camera.
Oh my god, did I? No, I was yelling at my kids.
Yeah, we were yelling at something else.
I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. She got so many points for it. So it's related. The rest of us are going to win.
She's trying to rig the votes here.
I guess so. Well, I'm glad I'm covering up the majority of them. So
Yeah, so it was just cleavage. It was just cleavage.
That's fine. We're all adults, I think.
I hope.
I'm old enough to be. Dallas, you sweet baby.
Making us blush already.
I'm not. So, anyway, to answer the question, Tony Khan can absolutely be the person to do this, but he needs help.
Canada Dry, please say something. I have no idea.
Dallas, to answer your question, it's for Mean Girls. It doesn't count if you don't see nipple. So,
All right. Get this back on track here.
Let's get serious.
All right,
guys.
the
Come on.
viewers have gone up since that happened. Though we got more viewers. I agree completely with Dollywood. Yes, Tony Khan is the man, but he can't do it alone. That guy does everything. He runs the Jacksonville Jaguars. He runs the Fulham soccer team. And-
Jaguars.
and
Trevor Lawrence.
he shouldn't be booking everything himself. He should have a team. A good. I think he's building on it, but we'll see where it goes.
Yep, we should definitely see. Bree, thoughts?
What was the thoughts on?
Is Tony Khan the main man to lead AEW?
Is the what
The
man?
main man.
The main man?
I'm still
Well-
giggling.
This is a horde fest.
I don't know if he's the main man because, is he really making all the shots? Because normally there's, people below him that could be like, you can't be doing that, because there's always a board of advisors. But there could be someone above him and he could just be the face of what it is.
Yeah, well said. So you've all mentioned there, obviously, about getting help. So this question kind of adds on to that. Would the hiring of someone to help with the booking give them a large piece of the wrestling pie? I'll start with Canada Dry on this one.
I think so. I think that it's all about we don't want to see the Lucha Bros and Best Friends 3 or 4 times in a row. We want to see different variety, and sometimes the booking gets lazy when you have one guy doing it. I know when I was booking for AFW, I was a bit exhausted because I was having to do so much. So I was just like, Dollywood versus Brie Mode again. So it's just like, people are like, what the hell? We just had each other 2 weeks ago. I'm like, I don't know.
Typical.
Typical. Dolly, what do you think?
So I think that it's so hard to be AEW, just to be totally honest, because WWE has been around for so long. They've had so many things in their that's right. Yeah, I would hire Dallas for anything, to be fair. They have all these stipulations in their contract. Like, I know that as far as here in Charlotte, I know that they have to, AEW has to go to the Bojangles Coliseum, which is in a terrible part of town. It is so much smaller than the Spectrum Center, which is where the Charlotte Hornets play. It's a huge stadium. And they can't go there because in WWE's contracts, whenever they come, you're not allowed to have another wrestling promotion in the same arena for 2 years, I think is what it is. So that really puts AEW at a disadvantage. And I know there's been a lot of jokes online about how the next pay-per-view is supposed to take place at something called Cow Palace.
Now, the Cow Palace is the former home of the San Jose Sharks in
What sport is that?
hockey.
This is America.
There's hockey in America. You guys are getting all our fucking players.
Wow.
Canadians are going down to the States.
Oh, don't be pissing Brie Mode off.
For real, baby girl. I'm a baseball fan. And
Blue Jays, let's go.
they don't count. I think it's hilarious.
We're gonna turn you on to hockey, Dollywood. We're gonna get you watching some.
I really want.
some
Okay, so I really want to go to a hockey game, and the Bojangles Coliseum is where, like, we have like a minor league team here in Charlotte, and that's where they play. I haven't been to a game yet. I've always wanted to go. The tickets are like $4 or something. There's no reason why I haven't gone. But
hockey's so entertaining.
Super cheap.
They're so it's so cheap, and they have like
expensive.
dollar beer night. It's so much fun. Anyways, this is not a hockey podcast, and I'm so sorry.
Yet.
That sounds yet. Stay tuned.
But also, I'll have you know, the Cow Palace holds a lot of wrestling history.
I put no stock in that because a lot is 2 words, so I don't know what wrestling history it is.
Ooh,
Look it
wow.
up later on and let us know what
Got
you
it.
find about the
Okay.
Cow Palace.
I think it's the cutest name of anything I've ever heard before. I personally love that it's the Cow Palace. I think that could also be the name of
Turn the water off.
that. Could also
If that
be
water doesn't go off, I'm coming over there, kids. I mean it.
Oh
Don't
dear.
make me come over there.
He would. That's the thing, though. He definitely would. But Brie, what do you think to the question?
Well, now I lost my train of thought. What it was?
Would the hiring of someone help with the booking give them a large piece of the wrestling pie?
Okay, wait. Say that again.
Would the hiring of someone to help with the booking give them a large piece of the wrestling pie?
Meaning, would they be able to take more from WWE?
More people doing the job would take more of the pay. Yeah, if that's what it means.
Shall we go to the next question?
Yes,
I'm
let's-
sorry.
It's the
Right.
damn kids in that water hose.
Right, we've got one more question. One more question.
Turn off that
And,
water.
He's just dumping it and putting more water and then dumping it.
right, we're going to our last.
there is a lot of history there. Y'all are right. I can admit when I was wrong. Y'all are right. A lot
You're
of
really
wrestling
good.
history
You're
at Cow
really good
Palace.
at being wrong.
Absolutely. Let's go
You're
into our
really
last
good at being
question.
wrong.
Has the changes made by Triple H over the last few months been positive or negative to the product? I'll start with Brie on this one.
Has it changed for positive? I don't know. Perhaps, maybe. I know I haven't watched it, but I know the guys in our chat are always boasting about the difference or something. So I would say yes.
Well said. Well said. Keep it short and simple. Dollywood, what do you think?
I don't think that it's changed it either way. I don't know that it's necessarily more positive or more negative, because I think that he might be the head, but there is still a neck that turns that head in the direction that it wants it to go. I do not trust the McMahon family. I've said this on my tombstone. I will forever never trust them. No, I don't think it's been positive or negative. I think it's just been change for the sake of change.
Right. Okay. Canada Dry.
Sorry, what was the question again?
Okay. So
we got
distracted
to
here.
repeat from this.
That's
We got
fine.
a bunch of ADD people.
Has the changes made by Triple H of the last few months been positive or negative to the product?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely positive. I think that him bringing in all the fired people, and just like I'm not really sold on the new logo for NXT. Like, it's just a logo. Putting on the best wrestling is what makes the difference. Making a logo change, who cares? Or changing it from, But I think that it's definitely improved since he's been put in charge.
Well said. Well said. I've got a follow-up question to this for you, Canada Dry. What have you enjoyed the most, and what haven't you enjoyed the most? So one good, one bad.
So I've enjoyed Dexter Lumis. Someone put up a picture of him with a goatee, and he looks exactly like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I couldn't believe it. I'm like,
I saw that. Yes.
I cannot believe how much
I didn't like it at all.
Well, it actually looks like Stone Cold from the Hollywood Blondes before he shaved his head. It's like a young Stone Cold.
Oh dear. What haven't you enjoyed?
Braun Strowman. Like, why bring him back? I just he's a great athlete though. So if they use him right and they write the right stories for him, I think he can be done properly.
Right. Dollywood, what about you?
I don't actively watch WWE, so I don't know what to comment.
Right. Okay. We'll finish off with Brie. What do you think?
You don't get many points on that one.
Shut up, man. I got plenty of points.
I bet you have more points than you. Just kidding.
I got up earlier and walked away in hopes to get some before we started, in hopes to get some booty points. But
booty points. Oh.
Wow.
We'll see if LFB's a boob man or a butt man.
Boob man or a butt man?
Yes, question for you. These hard-hitting questions.
Hold on. Let's answer that. LFB, are you a boob man?
He's so sweet. Don't embarrass him.
Are you a boob man or a butt man? Let's be honest.
You will find out later.
Okay.
That answers that he's a butt man.
Are you going to show your internet browser history? Is that...
Oh, no.
Oh, come on. We all shared our history browser.
Mine's really, really weird. That's all I'm saying. But Brie, what do you think?
About what? Who kidding?
Bruh.
Oh dear. What have you
This
enjoyed the most?
episode is brought to you by ADHD medication.
At least I listen to you.
No, I didn't get distracted, but I have nothing really to say because I didn't watch, I only watch AEW, so that's all I know.
Right, okay, that's fine. But actually, we've got a little surprise for you all. So now we tried this, I think it was last week, was it, Canada Dry?
Yeah, that was a fun episode. I enjoyed that so much.
So we're going to bring it here. Yes, I think Brie knows what it is, and I think Dollywood knows what it is. So if you guys want to get some bonus points, let's do some impressions, shall we? Who wants to go first?
Okay, so with this, you're going to do your favorite wrestler, an impression of them. So I really like Dollywood.
Does it have to be our favorite?
So let's let her go first.
Anything?
Who wants to go first?
I don't know if it's your favorite or not. You can just make it up.
Oh, okay.
All right, go ahead, Dollywood.
Okay. So my impression is of my all-time favorite, forever and ever and always, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, baby.
Oh, man.
Oh, that is brilliant. I've got
This is the
giggles.
first time I've ever not sarcastically been called brilliant in my whole life.
Oh dear.
That means the world to me.
Who wants to try and top that one?
I'll let Bree have a few moments to think about it, so I'll go. Oh, yes, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. This is Steamboat, me and you in the ring at WrestleMania 3. And I'm going to keep the Cena cannon and a belt around my waist. Oh, yeah, I'm going to see you there. Dig it!
Yes, I love this. Bree, it's over to you on this one.
Oh God, I don't know. An
She's gonna
impression.
go get a
gold.
razor so she
He's
can
still
do
gold.
John Moxley's impersonation.
So I don't know if I'm gonna butcher this, but this was fucking funny when I was watching Liam try and do it. So
Oh, no.
hopefully
Oh, no.
I know the words for this one.
Oh no, I know exactly which one it is.
The best there ever was, the best there ever will be, and the best I ever am. I fucked it up.
The best I ever am. Hold on. This is what it is.
The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Yeah. Oh, I had that in my head. And I fucked it up after the first
The
word.
best
I'm
I
like,
ever
well,
am.
there goes it.
Shall we take two?
Oh man, do you want to try again?
Okay, so it was was, and am. No,
I'll play it one more time.
The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Bremo is the best there is, the best there ever was, and the best that Bremo will ever be.
I'm glad she was better than she was the first time.
That's just why I love doing
I love the
impressions.
impressions. They're so much fun.
Oh dear, that is brilliant. Oh,
All right,
dear.
so now's your chance to add up the scores and those.
Wait, Liam didn't do an impression.
Ooh.
You want to do one?
I'll show do my Undertaker one because that's quite a good one.
All right, let's hear it.
let me get my voice ready. Rest in peace.
That was good. That was
That
good.
was really good.
Oh, and they
That
got the
was good.
eyes from Dollywood.
Yeah, I tried so hard. I like the t-shirt.
Right, so we've had some fun. So let's get to the points. So we're 600 points are obviously shared among Shoe 3. So
Oh God.
a joint second with 150 points each is Bree and Canada Dry, which means number one
Oh.
with 300 points is Dollywood.
The best is the best
happens?
there was, the best
That
there
way.
ever will be.
How do
No,
I
I'm
You know
play
what happens
Canada?
when you beat Canada Dry on his own show? Do you know what happens?
Well,
Yes, I do.
I do it
You
so
know what?
often. Every time I come
You
here,
just
I
made
do
the
it.
list. Oh no. Here we go.
You just made the list.
I can't reach it. I've got the book back there. The complete list of Jericho.
Oh dear, this has been a really, really fun episode. Oh dear. Wow. All
That's
fun?
what happens when you get 50% less Wang.
Yes, less Wang and more Tang.
I'm gonna need counseling after this.
We just need some chicken wings.
Chicken wings. Here we go.
Oh dear.
That sounds good.
So yeah, so don't forget we can... Oh bless her.
How many points did Bree's kids get?
So yeah, anyway.
No points. They gave me negative points, actually.
They probably heard her having to ask what the questions were again.
What was the
yeah.
question? Can't even blame being high on that one.
Oh dear. So don't forget you can head to fnwrestling.com. We're always putting things on there. I'm sure we can find their social medias on there, can't we, Canada Dry?
Yeah, it's there. But you can also find it right underneath the comments here. You can find all the things in the FN Galaxy.
You can head to prowrestlingtees.com/fnwrestling. Buy yourself a nice little shirt. I mean, I've got quite a few now. One last thing before we head off. I mean, obviously I've covered for somebody today, but it got me thinking, Well, Hulk a bit upset with this that you didn't ask him to cover.
Well, Hulk Hogan said he said this, and I was really surprised.
And what you gonna do when Hulkamania and the largest arms in the world run wild on you?
So I was shocked that he said that to me. I was like, "Well, Hulk Hogan, you're like 75 years old, and like, probably
Do you
still kick
think
my
you could
ass."
beat him with one arm?
If I had Dollywood and Bremo to help me, I think that we could take him. That is.
We'll be the distraction.
Yeah. I'll kick
Bree
him in
does
the
a
mouth.
real good job at that.
So that is Hulk Hogan 17, effing wrestling 499. And remember, just keep fighting. Oh, wait, I was about to end the broadcast. And
You
I got
butthead. I had two fingers ready.
No, but I remembered I was going to end the broadcast, but I'm supposed to, I don't usually do this, but I'm supposed to, what am I supposed to do?
This intern needs a real warning.
This has been an effing worldwide media production. You can find us on all social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and others. Head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/effing wrestling. And while you're there, click like and subscribe. Want some swag? Head to our store at prowrestlingtees.com/effing wrestling. You can find all these links and much more at our awesome website, effingwrestling.com. As the JFB always says, you can book it.